Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well in this time of crisis of COVID-19 and you're preparing well for your studies. And in today's online classes, I'm going to teach you chemistry. The chapter I'm going to introduce today is combustion and flame. Combustion and flame. In this chapter, first we're going to start with combustion, that what is combustion and what are the properties related to combustion. Combustion is a chemical process and it is related to fire. So combustion is a chemical process and it is also related to fire. Now fire is one phenomenon, or you can say a great discovery made by early men, which paved a lot of different opportunities for human being. Early men used to use fire for cooking their food, for making themselves warm, or protecting themselves from any kind of danger. It is estimated that the early men accidentally produced fire by using wood sticks, and it was known in the year 1772 about oxygen. So Antony Lavoisier formulated that oxygen is the reason for the process of combustion. So until the discovery of oxygen, it was not known that what was the main reason for any kind of fire to begin. So fire needs oxygen for burning and a combustible substance. So that can be easily understood by an activity. That activity is a chemical process again. Here we need to have a magnesium ribbon, and we are going to burn this magnesium ribbon in a flame. Now let's understand the process of combustion with help of an activity. Here, as you can see, I have written down the aim of the activity as to burn magnesium ribbon in presence of oxygen and observe it. Now, whenever you are doing an activity, it is just like an experiment. You need some materials, you do the procedure, you see the observation, and you conclude the aim of the experiment. Now, materials required in this activity is magnesium ribbon and Bunsen burner. मैग्नीशियम रिबन इज अ वेरी थिन स्ट्रिप ऑफ मैग्नीशियम, बहुत पतला मैग्नीशियम का स्ट्रिप होता है विच इज यूज्ड इन लेबोरेटरी फॉर सेवरल एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, एंड एलपीजी बर्नर्स which is used often in labs. Now what happens when you burn magnesium ribbon in the with the help of Bunsen burner? It gives a dazzling white light. Now what is this dazzling white light? Dazzling white light means चमकदार रोशनी, कुछ उस तरह की रोशनी जो आपने पटाखों में स्पेशली फुलझड़ियों को जलाते वक्त जो देखा होगा, उसी तरह की जो रोशनी है वो मैग्नीशियम प्रोड्यूस करता है जब भी हम इसे जलाते हैं. तो ऑब्जर्वेशन क्या है? मैग्नीशियम रिबन बर्न्स विद dazzling white light. You should never see this white light for long time because it may harm your eyes. Now in observation, as you can see, I have written down a reaction that what happens when magnesium is burnt in the presence of oxygen. It produces magnesium oxide plus heat plus light. Now this is what happens in the process of combustion. Whenever combustion will take place, combustion will always give heat and light. तो जब भी combustion होगा, जिस फॉर्म में भी होगा, जिस तरीके से भी होगा, जिस सामान के साथ भी होगा, वो अक्सर एक प्रोडक्ट प्रोड्यूस करेगा, साथ में हीट और लाइट प्रोड्यूस करेगा. ये कंबशन के इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. तो फायर भी कंबशन हुआ, फायर भी जब जलती है तो उसमें हीट और लाइट प्रोड्यूस होती है. सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड the process of combustion. We can replace magnesium with any other material, like we can use paper, we can use wood stick for understanding this process. Now the next topic is burning and combustion. What is the difference between these two? Burning refers to the catching of fire and whereas combustion is a complete process where the substance which is combustible, we'll come to that, what is combustible substance, burns in the presence of oxygen to give heat and light. तो जब भी कोई चीज जलती है, उसके प्रोसेस को जब वो स्टार्ट होती है तब हम उसको बर्निंग कहते हैं, जब वो जलना शुरू करती है, और जब वो हीट और लाइट प्रोड्यूस करती है हम उसे कंबशन कहते हैं. नाउ कंबशन, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल, हाउ द कंबशन टेक प्लेस, कैसे होगा, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स व्हिच आर रिक्वायर्ड for the combustion process to take place. Now as you can see, the definition holds all the requirements needed for the combustion. Burning of substance which can be burnt easily. तो जो चीजें जल सकती हैं, जलने लायक हैं, उन्हीं चीजों से पर कंबशन का प्रोसेस हो सकता है. And those substances are called as combustible substances. Means all those substances which can easily burn, which can easily catch fire are called combustible substances. So in the absence of combustible substances, combustion cannot take place. The next requirement is oxygen, presence of oxygen. So combustion requires oxygen also. In absence of oxygen, combustion cannot take place. You may have seen number of times when if you are having a jar and you are having a candle, and if you close the candle with the burning candle with the jar, soon the candle will extinguish. Kyun? Because you can see that the oxygen inside the jar is already used up, और उसके अंदर अब ऑक्सीजन नहीं बचा है जिसके कारण वो कैंडल बुझ जाती है. So oxygen is a big requirement for combustion, and then we need a temperature at which the combustion can take place. Can combustion take place at any temperature? You know, you can see that a paper burns at a very low temperature. You can easily catch fire, you can easily burn a paper, but it will take a lot of time and effort to burn a log of wood. Why is it so? We will discuss that in our next topic. That is, what are the requirements of combustion. Let's now discuss our next topic, that is condition essential for the process of combustion. I hope that till now you have understood what is combustion. I am repeating the definition again, that it is a process in which a substance burns in the presence of oxygen to emit heat and light. Now, when we discuss the last point, that emitting of heat and light, it is not necessary that light is always emitted in the case of combustion. For example, if we take example of a slow combustion, that is rusting. Here combustion is taking place, but there is no emission of light. So it is not necessary that light will be emitted. One more thing, the process of respiration that takes place inside our body is also a very good example of combustion. Here the food is oxidized, means the food is being broken down into simpler substances in presence of oxygen, and heat is emitted that makes our body warm. So that are a few examples of combustion. Now let's discuss the condition essential for the process of combustion. Now I am going to draw a diagram to show you the condition essential for the process of combustion. So I have made a triangle. On one side I have written heat, another side I have written fuel, and on the base I have written oxygen. Now this is important for the process of combustion. Basically we are discussing the condition. It means heat means ignition temperature. Oxygen means supporter of combustion. And last but not the least, fuel, which is the combustible substance required for the process of combustion. All these three things means heat, fuel and oxygen is required for combustion. Anything, if any of the factor is removed, combustion will not take place. For example, if you are not providing ignition temperature, proper ignition temperature to the process, that will not undergo the process of combustion. If you are moving away the fuel, then again the combustion will not take place. And if oxygen is removed, again the process of combustion will not take place. How more they are important, we will discuss taking all these three factors one by one. So first we are going to discuss about fuel, that is combustible substance. Let's discuss the first factor that is essential for the process of combustion, that is fuel. Fuel is also called as combustible substance. So let's write the definition of fuel. Fuel is a combustible substance that burns to produce energy. So all those combustible substances which is used to produce energy by burning them in the presence of oxygen is regarded as fuel. Now fuel can be of different types. For example, we can have solid fuel, we can have liquid fuel, we can have gaseous fuel. Let's discuss few examples of all these three. I am going to write two examples and two examples you are going to write from yourself. For example, solid fuel, wood, cow dung cake, is example of solid fuel. Liquid fuel, we have diesel, kerosene, and in case of gaseous fuel, we have LPG. So the fuels can be of any three forms in any states of matter: solid, liquid and gaseous fuel. Now, can any substance can burn to produce energy? No, it is not possible. So all those substances that can burn in presence of oxygen are called as combustible substances, whereas there are few substances which does not burn at all. So those are called as non-combustible substances. So we can have a very good question in the form of to differentiate between combustible substances and non-combustible substances. The definition of non-combustible substance will be complete opposite of combustible substance. For example, non-combustible substance can be those substances which do not burn in presence of oxygen. For example, rubber, metals like iron and glass. These are non-combustible substances. Let's discuss the differences between both of them. So let's see the differences between combustible and non-combustible substances. Combustible and non-combustible . Since you people have studied a long time from me, you know that the differences, the comparisons should always be in this form. So if you are noting down in your notebook, it should be in this form only. So let's discuss the definition between the two. We have already discussed the definition that substances that burns to produce energy are called combustible substances that does not burn or catch fire are called as non-combustible substances. Let's look into some examples of both of it. In case of combustible substances, we have wood, coal, petrol, LPG, whereas non-combustible substances are iron, glass. Now, we can understand this by an example of by an activity which is mentioned at page number 87 of your textbook. If you look into that activity, you will find there is a table in which some materials are mentioned, some substances are mentioned, and then next column is regarding whether they are combustible and non-combustible. Now that activity has to be done in the adult supervision. You don't have to do that activity at home, but by your previous reference you can write that whether they are combustible and or non-combustible. Now let's discuss this activity. This is activity 5.2 and it is given in the page number 87 of your science textbook. The aim of the activity is to test the combustibility of substances, means to check whether a particular substance is combustible or non-combustible. Then we have mentioned the materials required for this activity. Here are some of the things which is regularly found at home, for example matchsticks, kerosene oil, stone pieces, glass, straw, and to check whether they are combustible and non-combustible. Then we'll move to observation. The observation is in the form of a table where the substance is mentioned, and then you have to write whether it is combustible or non-combustible. For example, I'm going to write the first substance, that is matchsticks. Now tell me whether matchstick is combustible or non-combustible. You may have seen in number of examples that matchstick catches fire very easily, therefore it will be a combustible substance. So we are going to write over here as combustible substance, or you can do one thing, you can just put a tick over here whether it is combustible or not. The next example I am going to take as iron nails. Metal generally don't catch fire, so that will be included into non-combustible substance. Now you will find number of more example in this column of the table. You just have to check whether they are combustible and non-combustible. Please take this thing into consideration that you don't have to burn this, you don't have to do this activity, you just have to take your previous references whether that they are combustible or non-combustible. Don't do this activity at home because it needs adult supervision and it can be done only in the laboratory. The next factor essential for the combustion is oxygen. Very important gas, but also important for the process of combustion. So it is also called as supporter of combustion. It means that without the presence of oxygen, combustion could not take place. We can see very good example in rural places, in villages, where chulhas, traditional chulhas are used, where wood or cow dung cake or coal is used in angithi or sigri. In that cases, often the spaces is maintained between the wood or cow dung cake or coal so that air could pass through it. If it is not done, then it will not lead to a fire. So to produce fire or to make the process ongoing like combustion, it is expected that the combustion will take place only with the flow of air in these chulhas. Here you can see an example, like if you people have seen the chulhas like this, there is gap between the sticks, the wood sticks, which let the fire take place. We can see the very good example, or we can prove this example by activity. The activity is being given under this topic, where we can see how oxygen is important for the process of combustion. Now for that activity, what we have to do, we have to take a burning candle and we have to cover this burning candle with the help of a glass chimney. Now in first example, the glass chimney has to be heightened up with the help of wooden stick, means there should be a little flow of air from both of the sides. In next case, the wooden sticks need to be removed, only the glass chimney and the burning candle should be placed. And in next case, this glass chimney should be covered with a plate or any kind of plate on the top of the glass chimney. Now in all these three cases, A, B and C, what we are going to observe. In case of A, where the glass chimney is heightened up with the help of wooden pegs, the flame of the candle will keep on burning, it will not extinguish. But in case of B, where the wooden sticks are removed, only glass chimney is there, here the flame will lower down a little bit. Whereas when we are covering it with a plate or any kind of object on the top of the glass chimney, this flame of the candle will extinguish. This candle will extinguish, showing that oxygen is important for the process of combustion. You can do this example at your, you can do this activity at your home by using a simple glass tumbler, जो शीशे का glass होता है, and a burning candle. Just take the burning candle and cover it with the help of a glass tumbler. What you will observe, after a while, when all the oxygen is used up in the container, in the glass tumbler, the flame will extinguish. This shows that oxygen is very, very important for the process of combustion. Now next condition which is essential for the process of combustion is ignition temperature. Now what is ignition temperature? The third condition essential for the process of combustion is ignition temperature. Now what is this ignition temperature? Ignition temperature is the lowest temperature at which a combustible substance can catch fire and keeps it going. So you can understand the ignition temperature as lowest temperature, मतलब वो temperature सबसे कम temperature जिसपे combustible substance जो है वो आग पकड़ता है और वो आग कंटिन्यू रहती है. हर एक combustible substance का ignition temperature जो है वो different होता है. Some have a low ignition temperature whereas some has high ignition temperature. For example, paper can be burnt very easily with the help of a matchstick. वहीं पर एक लकड़ी के लट्ठे यानी लॉग ऑफ वुड को जलाने के लिए शायद एक मैचस्टिक जो है वो काफी नहीं है. तो हर एक combustible substance का जो ignition temperature है वो different होता है. On that basis it can be classified into inflammable substances and non-inflammable substances. Some combustible substances catch fire at a low temperature, so they have low ignition temperature. Therefore, they are called as inflammable substances like petrol, kerosene. While some take time in getting burned, so they are called as non-inflammable substances. Example, oxygen itself is a non-inflammable substance, although it is a supporter of combustion. So, attainment of ignition temperature is very important for combustion to take place. Means, if you are having a fuel and you are having oxygen, but ignition temperature is not attained, in that case combustion will not take place. So, we need to provide enough temperature to the combustible substance so that it can burn easily. Attainment is very important. We can understand this by a small activity where we can see that how the attainment of ignition temperature helps in the process of combustion. Activity to show that combustible substance catches fire at its ignition temperature. Now, what is required in this activity? We will include that in materials required. Always remember that whenever you are writing an activity, there is a procedure that the activity should be written in the form of writing the aim first, followed by the materials required, procedure, observation, conclusion, and if precautions are included, then precaution also. So materials required include paper cups, burner, water, tripod stand, wire gauge. Now what we have to do in this activity, that we have to take 2 paper cups and we have to put them in a tripod stand. Here I have taken 2 paper cups, paper cup A and paper cup B. Now what I am going to do, I am going to put water in the paper cup B and will start heating both of the paper cup together. Now what you will observe, that paper cup A, which is empty, catches fire instantly, whereas paper cup B will not catch fire. What is the reason behind it? Now what is the case here is that paper cup A is burnt directly, so it will attain its ignition temperature readily, causing it to catch fire, whereas paper cup B, since it is containing water which is not letting it attain the ignition temperature, so it will not catch fire easily. So क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर ignition temperature जो है वो अटेन कर लिया गया है, वो आ चुका है, इसी वजह से ये तुरंत आग पकड़ लेगा। यहाँ पर पानी के होने की वजह से इग्निशन टेम्परेचर जो है वो नहीं मिल पाता है, जिसके कारण ये तुरंत आग नहीं पकड़ेगा. So what this activity shows that attainment of ignition temperature is very much important for the process of combustion. So now what we have studied in today's class is what is combustion and what are the conditions essential for the process of combustion. Do always remember there are three different conditions which is essential for the process of combustion. One, the supporter of combustion, that is oxygen. Second, the combustible substance or fuel without which combustion cannot take place at all. And the third one is attainment of ignition temperature. Absence of any of these one condition will not let combustion take place. So this is about today's class. We will discuss the next topic in the next class, which will about